I've got 2 series ideas, which one should I pick? How about both at the same time? That should do the trick. 22 full years of questing, no bangs or death, this will be fun. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2001. Welcome back to January 28th, 2001. After our brutal fight against Count Draenor last time, I spent about an hour running around, looking at stuff, figuring out when things will and will not exist, looking at shops, healing all the way back up to full. Alternatively, I could have just stepped into the bank earlier, but ultimately it doesn't make a huge difference. Really didn't feel like going and getting more food right now. We will see if that becomes necessary today, but one thing at a time here. And my goodness, are there multiple things at a time at the start of this episode. We've got many different days to move through here. And it all starts here at the only bank in the world. Because on January 30th, 2001, it became a lot safer to be here. As you might expect, the only bank in the world, when there is full world PvP, could become a bit of a hotspot. So a few changes were made. Most importantly, and also most iconically, the skulling system. When you attack another player, you become skulled, and now lose all your items on death instead of keeping 3. Makes it a bit more dangerous to go out and just kill people randomly. So that's nice. And also, guards were added around the bank here, which would break up any PvP happening nearby. So, don't know if you'd be fully safe in the bank, where you can store just your coins, but it's definitely better than it was before for everyone. A little less dangerous if you have PvP enabled but are not yourself doing PvP. And then, if someone skulls up on somebody that they really shouldn't have, they're now going to be a much juicier target for the next PKer. So, need to be aware of what you're doing out here. Next up, we head down into the Varrock sewers. Because on February 5th, 2001, we got an expansion. Originally, we only had the sewers up to these zombies here. Possibly these skeletons. Yeah, probably up to the skeletons. But what we just got here is the rest of the dungeon. That over there is actually Edgeville Dungeon, so if we just angle the camera slightly here. Yeah, roughly this part. We got deadly red spiders and their red spider eggs. And I quote the update, exceedingly strong moss giants over the far end there, which unfortunately still drop small bones. Big bones are not a thing yet. And you can also get limpwort roots from regular giants, known now as hill giants. And all this together, you can head to the apothecary. Bring him red spider's eggs and limpwort root for the first actually useful potion in the game. A strength potion. We might go ahead and try to do that. Get a strength potion together for future boss fights. Assuming we can survive running through the deadly red spiders. Because, my goodness, they are quite deadly these days. The deadly red spiders of RuneScape 3 are combat level 95, and everywhere is multi-combat. Luckily with EOC, things don't have particularly high max hits, so we might be able to get away with it. But still, it's a dangerous idea, for sure. As for when we're going to be fighting moss giants, also a good question. We are combat level 14, so we're not going crazy quite yet with combat. That is not for a little bit still. And there is still a quest that I'm slightly concerned with raising my combat a lot right now. But we will get to that when we get to that. For now, what we need to get to is Al-Kharid. Or, to be a little more efficient with our running here, we can just stay here, south of Varrock. Because there are actually 2 bits to the next update here. And so, we're going to just hang out here on February 13th, 2001, where we get the Champions Guild. Now, we can't enter the Champions Guild currently, unfortunately, because we need 33 quest points, and we only have 19. The way the Champions Guild worked on release, it required the maximum amount of influence, the predecessor to quest points. And then eventually, it's switched over to max quest points, and then eventually it's stuck firm at 32 quest points, and then later 33 quest points. So, in essence, we should be able to go inside here right now. Although, well, yes, actually we would. We haven't made it to the next quest yet, so we would have maximum influence and would be allowed inside. Since we can't even get inside, it's a little unnecessary to talk about the stores inside there. Although the good store that people actually care about doesn't actually exist yet anyways. So ultimately, the only thing of use that we could really get in there that we can't get in other places would be an adamant plate body, which we can't wield anyways, even though there still is no requirements for equipping things. But ultimately, yeah, we can't get to the shop, we can't get inside there. Not gonna worry about it. And that is the main reason that we are traveling through time to complete replacements and reworks in order to get the quest points required to get in there. Hopefully it all works out. I think I calculated it that it will. We will see, won't we? Also, updated on today's date, well, my today, February 13th, is the Plate Skirt Shop down in Al-Kharid. For whatever reason, it is not added to the map as one of the icons for quite some time. Although there's also a lot of other icons that haven't been added yet, like quests and such. The minimap is a work in progress here. That's alright. It is down in this building, though, in Al-Kharid. We're going to get some plate skirts fundamentally, this is the same as plate legs. Also, the black plate skirt doesn't exist yet either. But it's going. There's no particular reason to get plate skirts over plate legs, or vice versa. Functionally the same. So, that's okay. We will deal with that. Well, we really won't deal with that. There might be some clue scrolls that require plate skirts or something. Not a huge deal, either way. But now, that is all the updates before the update that actually matters here. So let's go get in position for what we're really doing today. Northern Varrock is where we need to be. So here we are. As we move to the next quest, and February 16th, 2001. If we check the quest list here, it is Imp Catcher. 2017 was completely reworked. So we're going to be doing some time traveling again. In the original version that we obviously have to do first, we need to get some beads from some imps. So we're gonna go fight this imp here. And it's dead. And now we get the fantastic time of observing the imp drop table. So much of this drop table has been reworked. Most of the drops that it would have dropped are gone. Most of the drops that it does drop don't exist yet. So we are stuck in a very awkward position. I mean, we can take this flyer, so that's great. But besides that, it's a little out of control. And what's also out of control is the imp spawn locations. They are very spread out. The preferable locations for fighting imps don't even exist yet. So we are stuck in this situation. Here's some clay, which is actually on the drop table, but not yet. Clay doesn't exist till April. We got the Impious Ashes, which would give us prayer XP, and Imp Hide, which would be crafting. None of that exists. As we can see on the actual list here, what we have access to are the 4 beads that we need to get, which are fairly uncommon, all things considered. We can get bread, cabbage, grain, which is now called wheat, ashes, just the regular kind, not the Impious Ashes, the flyer, which we picked up for no real reason, this acne potion, which you can just get free from the apothecary, and a wizard hat. Ultimately, this is going to be a significant amount of running around, hoping that the imps don't teleport all over the place. And this is basically the best spot, unfortunately. There are 2 spawns out here that we can use. And they're not very strong, so I don't really think we're going to need any food here anyways. But they also can teleport. I think we killed it. I don't know where it went. Red dot on the ground? Could be anywhere. So yeah, that's also a thing. But there we got 17 Constitution, unlocking nothing, but having more health is always nice. I think we should, yeah, we need to change that. Wait, if it drops here. Water runes, nope. We need to go into settings and experience and focus everything into an attack XP. That'll be helpful. I've got some ideas of the order of unlocks I want to get here. See that Imp just teleported? Now we're on a wild goose chase to, well, where is he at? Oh, they're in the palace. That's not great. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of running around here. And unfortunately, this is actually the best location. As ridiculous as that may be. Other locations have like one spawn and additional walls in the way. So this is about as good as we can get, unfortunately. I think I will open up some doors through the palace to actually get to the imps faster. That's the idea, at least. And yeah. There's a wizard hat. Yay. This is going to take a bit of time. There's an imp right here. I think there's also an imp that spawns more in this direction. So that could work out for us. Don't fill piles of stuff. Hey, the white bead. Perfect. Off to a great start. But yeah, there is no anything stopping us from just getting 15 white beads and nothing else, unfortunately. So it's gonna be a lot of running around here in Varrock, hoping to get the beads quickly here. Because if we go dry on this, it is going to be an absolute disaster. The combat itself, not too dangerous. And they even drop bits of food that we could technically use. So I think we're going to be okay. Very helpful is being able to see the white dots on the minimap, the yellow dots on the minimap here, to see where the imps are. Where the chef's at. I'll take that. We don't need to pick up most of these things. And honestly, most of them are completely useless too, so it's alright. Vario is here, but obviously not. This is archaeology. There's Spirit of Summer. We're just waiting for the 2 imp spawns here. And we are waiting for the 2 imp spawns because that's all we can do. They spawn slowly enough and teleport away often enough that the most efficient thing to do right now, while also staying in this area, would be world hopping. But there are not additional worlds to hop to, so that's not an option. Once again, we got the kill, and then the imp teleported away. So wherever those drops went, unknown to me. Is it there? I don't think so. Either way, there's 11 attack. That's also something. And nothing. And there's the yellow bead. Well, there we go. We're doing all right. We're doing all right so far. I think we're doing better than drop rate so far. But of course, there is still the situation where we need to not get the same beads like we just did there. So that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna keep the camera angle like this so I can see in that crack there. So yeah, run back and forth between right here and right there, and just hoping that they don't teleport anywhere, while I try to get the red and black bead here. As for the experience we're getting, it's about 34. There's another flyer. Let's slowly ticken our experience up here. So that's nice. I have a goal level in mind for both attack and constitution. Ah, you're teleported. It's worth going after them when they teleport, because we only have the one world and the 2 spawns, so we would have to wait for them to teleport back over here, and that's definitely not a guarantee. Let's see if our doors are open here in the palace still. Yep. That's gonna make things slightly faster, depending on where the imp moves to. Oh, the imp is inside here now. Okay. Teleported again. Yeah, the teleportation is definitely the most annoying part of this. And also healed to full, so that's great. Another active potion. Great. I'm gonna drop all these garlics, and the stake hammer can go away. Don't need another one of those. And the spade, I guess. Yep. It's going to be an unknown amount of this until we get the 4 beads. There's somebody in here. That's just a guard. Yep, that's just a guard. That's fine. Alright. And now where has the other imp wandered off to? Whenever we go and chase down one of the imps, the other one is also likely to teleport away, which is not great. Yes, this is going to be a time. Not gonna hop worlds. That'd be too easy. Oh, was that one? There's an imp. There's also a 3rd spawn somewhere nearby, but we'll fight any imp we see. That's the best strategy here. Acne potion in. Yeah, probably gonna just end up dropping excess things we don't need. That's okay. And the imp's in the wilderness. That's not correct. Yeah. The wilderness doesn't exist. So this imp should not be able to teleport into it. So that's not entirely accurate. And since we can't stop it, we need to kill it. Runes. Nope. None of those. Technically, we could wait until it teleports back into this side, but that's a little unfair to us. We're already making this hard enough as it is. We don't need to add additional things like that. The imp should not be able to teleport into the wilderness. So the imp can't teleport into the wilderness. It's not there. I've decided. Few more, and we're gonna get level 12 attack. Definitely a worse training method. That's for sure. Grimy Guam. No Herbler. Not a thing. Definitely a worse method of training its stats than chickens. For sure. We're also not taking much damage, so I think this is gonna work out just fine. One more imp here. We're gonna have 12 attack. There he is. We will see how much experience we get here. It all comes down to how many imps we need to slay. There's another free cabbage. 12 attack, unlocks nothing. But it did get us 15 combat, so that's nice. I will obviously take that. That imp teleported to right here, that's fine. Don't need to go behind all the walls. Love it. Earth runes, nope. Yeah. I'll be back for any levels or beads, because that is the important parts of this. Fantastic. And the very next kill, the black bead. Nice. Now we just need to get the red bead. Just being a little disingenuous. It's just as rare as the other 4. Or the other 3. There's only 4 beads. And we still can get the other 3 beads at any point. So we're looking for a singular drop here. And it could take any amount of time. Let me stop the recording, kill an imp, see if it just happens again. Wouldn't that be the dream? Level 13 attack. Nothing. I have dropped all the very useless items, like burnt bread and such. I'll take this regular bread, though. I think that might not be quite accurate for the drop table. 2 pieces of bread. Should be only 1. Pretty sure. Not a huge situation here. I'm going to get this back up again. Imp. Yeah, it's only 1 bread. And also, bread is supposed to be rare, not common like it is now, so in essence we can say bread's not really here. At least not in the quantities that we're getting. Even for the drops that do exist, the drop rates have changed too. Just because of how much the drop table is changed. But yeah, we got a chef's hat. Oh, did he just teleport? You teleport instantly? That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're not right on the lookout for where they spawn in. Alright. Yeah, the drop table is a mess here. We got cabbage. We got chef's hat and wizard hat. Mostly the beads seem to be mostly correct, so at least we have that going for us. And we just need the 1 bead. Okay, there we go. The red bead. That worked out. Only got 1 duplicate white bead. Very good. We're just going to drop that since we don't need it. I guess we'll keep the cabbage since, hey, cabbage, sure. An interesting thought. And then we have a chef's hat, which is not actually very useful since there is no cooking guild yet. But before we go and turn in these beads, we have a completely different thing to deal with. While we are endeavoring to play the game as if it is 2001, 2023 things will keep happening. Namely, events and stuff. So what we're going to do is deal with the events as they come and show that we're not getting any benefit out of it. Besides oddments, but there is nothing we actually get from oddments. Pretty much everything that actually be useful is completely locked on Ironman accounts. So we can't get keys or XP lamps or anything. We can buy some cosmetics, get some animations, some pets, and some other things. I don't know if anything in here is any value whatsoever or any uses. There's a few of these kind of things that sometimes can do something, but I don't think any of these are. And I'm not really going to be buying anything with ottomans either right now. Don't really need to. But the event in question, this time, is the Christmas wrapping paper presents event. I didn't bother coming over and claiming a daily present every day because that would have been annoying and we wouldn't have gotten anything anyways. But we can turn in this wrapping paper just for like cosmetics and titles and stuff. Not that we're going to get any benefit out of that, so that's the idea. Here's the bank, still empty. So we can show that we haven't grabbed a whole bunch of fancy things out of here and put them in the bank or anything. So if we exchange, we get a bunch of presents, and we can withdraw the rest of this and just get rid of it. It's of no use in less than 200. We open all these, we get a whole bunch of random things, which we really shouldn't have. Our health is full, so eating this mince pie is not going to matter. We have like sea turtles and an orange, buckets of milk, all these holiday foods. Useless. Got the blue presents. You get more of the useless foods. Got offhand rubber turkeys. Not worth very much. Wield or destroy the Christmas pudding balloon. Destroy permanently. So unfortunately this is not something we can just get back from Diago later. Yeah, can't have that. A woolly pudding hat. Same idea. Eat this pie. Got the turkeys. The vast majority of anything we could get out of here isn't even worth drop trading. And these last three, we get the snowman building rest token. I'll take it. So, that's basically all we got out of here. 4,000 oddments and a rest animation. So that's okay. I was going to leave that on the floor and get back to, well, not get back to hunting imps. We're actually done with that part. Get over to do imp catcher. Because we have these beads. To get over there, we need to get to the wizard's tower. And that is way to the south here. We're just going to go through Barbarian Village. If the bridge near the Champions Guild existed, we'd probably take that, but that's not here yet, so we're not going to worry about it. So instead, we're just going to keep on running, and running, and running, until we run out of run. But at least we have run. At least we're doing that. We could basically just be walking everywhere, but all that does is slow things down a lot. No actual mechanical advantage from being able to run. Except for, I guess if we're running past dangerous enemies, it's slightly better. Since we're also not worrying about the RuneScape Classic 3 turns combat system. But then again, everything has been nerfed so hard with the evolution of combat that even standing in combat wouldn't make a difference. But also everywhere is multi-combat, and that wasn't a thing, so give and take here. It's alright. Here is Draenor. At least the 4 buildings up there that exist yet. Not too worried about that. Keep on running. Looks like the bridge is out. Oh, here it is. It's having some problems loading in today. That's alright. We've got our static official minimap that's still rocking. So that's good. Now we need to go and find the correct wizard to do this quest. Specifically, we are looking for Wizard Mizgog. Wizard, 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 Wizard Isidore, Wizard Mizgog. There you are. Although, we are doing the 2001 version, so we're not technically doing the quest. But here we go. The quest starts by talking to Wizard Mizgog. Give me a quest. Give me a quest what? And now we have options. Some fantastic options here. We could politely ask for a quest. Threaten this random wizard we've just met. Or just kind of tell him to give us a quest. Let's go with the polite version. Give me a quest, please. Well, seeing as you ask nicely, I guess I could do with some help. A little bit of politeness goes a long ways. The wizard Greyzag next door. See if we can see him. Yep, there he is. Decided he didn't like me, so he enlisted an army of hundreds of imps. These imps stole all sorts of my things. Most of these things I don't really care about. Just eggs and balls of string and things. But they stole my 4 magical beads. There was a red one, a yellow one, a black one, and a white one. These imps have now spread out all over the kingdom. Could you get my beads back for me? I'll try. That's great. Thanks. And this is the point where we would have to go and get the beads. But we have the beads. So we just talk to him again. So how are you doing finding my beads? I've got all 4 beads. It was hard work, I can tell you. I had to kill a number of imps. Quite the ordeal. Give them here, and I'll check that they really are my beads before I give you your reward. You'll like it. It's an amulet of accuracy. You give 4 colored beads to Wizard Mizgog. Quest complete. Or at least it would be, if it wasn't reworked in 2017. These beads are no longer even useful. Well, they're useful for something completely different, which we don't have access to. And they are phasing in and out on the ground. Fascinating. Decide which one's on the top. I guess they are magical beads, so I'll give you that. But here we are. Now we get to time travel. And unlike Demon Slayer or Romeo and Juliet / Gunner's Ground, the reworked version of the quest actually does exist in the same place. Wizard Mizgog here. So we are going to just hang out here and open our portal in time. See if we can get a good angle here. This door is slightly in the way. Oh boy, here we go. Back to the future again. What kind of exciting hijinks are we going to get up to in the 2017 Imp Catcher? Let's go! The future is repulsive. I need to get as far away from that table as physically possible. You keep your beads, you maniac. Was it his fault? I blame him still. Get me out of here. I'm taking my rewards, and I am leaving. I won't stop until I'm all the way away from Wizard's Tower. Get me out of here. Maybe if we rest a little bit next to the sea here, the breeze will carry away the stench. Alright. Let me just hang out here next to not the willow trees and not the fishing spots. My goodness. You haven't seen what I've seen. Anyways. We came out of that ordeal with our rewards. We got the 1 quest point we were owed. Also, this XP lamp. And an amulet of accuracy. I'm gonna be honest, the birds are getting kind of annoying. I'm moving around some more. Let me just hang out over here by some other stuff that doesn't exist. Anyways. This XP lamp. We are still in the RuneScape Classic lands of XP rewards. And as such, we will not going to get the correct amount of experience here. Luckily this time, we would have been due more experience than the lamp, so we're actually okay. We should be getting 1,375 experience in magic. Although, yet again, it's good magic and evil magic right now, so exactly how this XP works, or if it was changed, not entirely clear. But magic experience, nonetheless. Maybe it went in both. I don't know. I'm trying here. But we get 875 magic XP in lamp form now. So that's fine. Well, that counts. Take this. That gets us to 13 magic. Nice. Do we unlock any new spells at 13 magic? The next question that I have. We're still with the good and evil. So we did unlock fear. We can make opponents retreat now in the evil magic. We still don't have 14 magic for wind bolt, but we're almost there. Literally 12 experience. We are literally almost there. This is a requirement for a quest, weaken, fire strike, and concentrated blast. EOC and actual magic. We'll get there eventually. The other reward that we got is the amulet of accuracy. Would have been a very nice amulet with some, as you might expect from the name, accuracy. Instead of that, though, the amulet of accuracy now gives, well, the amulet of accuracy that we have access to gives ranged damage bonus. The real question here is if this is going to nerf our stats by wielding this, since it's technically a ranged piece of equipment. No. Still looks like we are okay in the accuracy and damage department for melee. So we can technically wear this for range. Not really, though. That's not accurate. It's literally not accurate, despite what the name is. There is no addition to accuracy involved in any way, shape, or form. And since it's so different from the way it's supposed to be, and we can just get it back when we want to later. In 2010, these were made available in a shop with the wizard. You just buy them for 5,000 coins. High Elks for 3,000. G for 3.5. We'd probably get a tasty bit of coin selling that to a store, but again, it would be inaccurate completely. So, I don't think we're going to keep it. We'll just continue wearing the Ghost Speak Amulet. Ultimately, the range bonus would not actually matter a lot. We could just wear it. It's not like we're going to be training range anytime soon anyways. Maybe we will. As long as we're not training range, it literally doesn't do anything for us. Besides look like an amulet. Cosmetic, we can call it. I will consider not using the amulet if we ever train range again. But if we're still just fighting chickens, it's not actually going to matter anyways. We will see. We will see what happens. But for now, if we get rid of this, we'll be able to get it back in 2010. But its stats are completely different. Although, to be fair, the stats of everything are completely different. Like, full helms and medium helms having the same stats, and everything with the evolution of combat, and then all the changes later to evolution of combat. But, yeah. Don't think we're going to need the Ghost Speak Amulet anytime soon. And also, the Ghost Speak Amulet can be reclaimed even easier for free. So, that's all good. But that is Imp Catcher. Both of them. And that's alright. So, we move on to the next quest, where we're going to need to travel through time again. Next time. Goodbye.